Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the first episode of Website Worth It series, where we will do a deep dive on websites for sale and see if it's worth the sale price. We do this by looking at the website's domain health, traffic sources, keywords, backlink profile, and an on-page search optimization. We will take a look at the website sale page also, on the actual marketplace to see if we can verify its data and the claims actually made by the seller. So let's just jump right into it by doing a deep dive on a website for sale on Flippa.com. The website is easypickandstore.com. The reason I'm picking this website as the first episode of the Website Worth It series is because simply enough, it was just suggested to me from an email that was provided by Flippa. So it was a suggested and a featured website. So I just thought I would go ahead and analyze it. If you'd like to know more about me specifically, just check out the description on YouTube and the description on Anchor to get a little bit more about myself. I'm just a digital marketer with 10 years of experience working with clients like Nike, Adidas, Reebok, etc. I've been in all aspects of the digital marketing game, so I just decided that I would give my 2 cents on websites that are for sale on these marketplaces, and just to kind of see whether the websites are worth the sales price. So with that being said, let's just jump right in for www.easypickandstore.com. And the first thing that I'd like to do is just go ahead and take a look at the sales page for this website. So, that's really, as a first-time buyer, you're going to look at the sales page, and that's how you're going to come up with your first assessment, really, about the website. And essentially, all the data that you will see will be provided by the seller. If you don't have a lot of marketing experience and digital marketing experience specifically, you most likely then are not going to have the tools that are available for you to do a website analysis. These tools can actually be pretty expensive for a first-time website buyer, a couple of $100s for each one per month. So, I have access to these tools, so I just thought I'd go ahead and run some reports, look at the data, verify some information, and then, give it to you guys as online buyers. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur myself, and I just thought it would be great for there to be some transparency and all of us be able to share information so we can make better online business buying decisions. So looking at this easypickandstore.com, it's a dropshipping clothing shop for women. That's cool. Dropshipping is something that a lot of potential online buyers look for simply because dropshipping has the allure of being a low time investment business. A clothing shop is great for women specifically because that has a high opportunity for sales. So that's great also. The current price right now for this website is going at $7,000 and it has 35 bids. The reserve price is $9,000 and there's 10 days left. So, just to make a real quick point, this actually, I'm recording the screen while I'm doing this analysis. So if you check out the YouTube channel, you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about and then be able to follow along with me and see some of the reports that I'm going to show myself. So if you're listening to this on Anchor, you can simply just listen along and then go check out the show notes and be able to see screenshots and the actual PDF reports themselves to be able to see some of the data that I'm talking about. But with that being said, let's just keep moving on. So it's been 35 bids. And now we're going to go down. It's a premium public auction, which means, from what I understand, that most likely it's being promoted to be seen. I think maybe that's why I saw it in my emails from Flippa. It's been listed 3 times previously. I'm not too sure why that is. If there just wasn't enough demand from online buyers, if there was just some discrepancies, or maybe just the seller did not get the price that they wanted. But let's just go down right now, and we're going to first look at the traffic. So, the traffic. A lot of the times with Flippa it says it's verified, but I'd like to know specifically sometimes, when was it verified? At what point in time was this data verified? When was it most recently verified? Maybe a timestamp or a data stamp. So it's kind of hard to verify the accuracy, but I'm happy though that they do allow direct synchronization with the seller's actual Google Analytics account, which lets you know that the traffic and the page views in the unique views is most likely very accurate. So, but let's just look at the description. So the seller says that www.easypickandstore.com is a dropshipping clothing shop for women. The business is 99% automated, run it from anywhere in the world, easy and fast growth just by optimization. Top 1 ranks on google.com. So that's the first thing that I'd like to dive right into is, when you get these descriptions from the sellers, this is probably where you should start first verifying some of the information. I First, when they're saying it's 99% automated, I'd like to look at what that automation is like. It doesn't seem that there's any actual real concrete details on what the workload would look like. I think that's something that the seller should provide. I don't think, withholding information by saying that it's sensitive or anything from that is actually a good way to go about it, unless if, you're trying to be a little bit misleading. But if you're saying the website's 99% automated, then, most likely provide what tools it's running on. How is it 99% automated? The next thing, and I think for me, this is the most important thing, is that it says that there are top 1 ranks on google.com. So for those who don't understand, a top 1 rank means that the website has a keyword that ranks for the first position on google.com, right? This could be a great thing because that means you're getting essentially very, very cheap traffic that, if it converts into sales, means that you're going to have a profitable business. And the more keywords that you have that rank in the top positions on Google, the more traffic you will get, the more money you will get, especially for an e-commerce website like this one right here. So when the seller says that they're a top 1 rank, you have to ask yourself, okay, then what is the word or the keyword phrase that they have a top 1 rank for? If it's absolutely unrelated to the business, then it's pointless. So it needs to be something that actually has something to do with the business, and it translates into great organic traffic, and then that translates and converts into actual sales. So I'd like to scroll down, because this is not the first time that I'm looking at this sales sheet for this website. I'm looking down, and right here it says top channels in organic search. So 94% of the website's traffic is coming from organic search, which is the same thing as a top 1 keyword. So I don't know, if they're claiming that they have multiple top 1 keywords, and that's what's driving all this organic search. It'd be good for them to state what those top 1 rank keywords are, so that you can get a better idea of exactly what it is that's sending traffic to the website. But I'll go ahead and figure that out for you guys and give you a rough idea of what's going on. So let's just not get too distracted, because there's a lot of information to go here. But let's just cut right to it. So let's go ahead and look at the keyword profile for www.easypickandstore.com and figure out exactly what are these top 1 ranks that they have for their website. So the first tool I'm going to jump into is called SEMrush. And this is a great tool for basically doing any sort of digital marketing analysis, and looking at competitors' websites, your websites, in basically just anything that you could possibly imagine that you would need for running a website competitively, I'd say. So this actually is for the website that we are looking at. And just one thing that I'd like to look at right off the bat are the keywords. So here's the keywords profile. So let's go ahead and click right here. And then let's give it a second to load. So what's going to happen is it's going to load up, and it's going to show all the different keywords and the positions that they have on Google that are for the easypickandstore.com. So when you scroll down, here you go. You have your organic search position. So there's about 1,400 keywords just in the last 30 days that this website has content matching on Google for. But when you're looking at which ones are its top 1 position, here's what you have here. You have Easy Pickins, you have Easy Pickins Near Me, Easy Pickins Store, Easy Pickins Shoes, Easy Pickins Hours, Easy Pickins Dresses, Easy Pickins Locations, Easy Pickins Official Website. So I've already done the deep dive on this website, so I already have come to the conclusions that I've noticed from the actual seller's website and based on their claim. So it's not a surprise to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. Upon doing the research specifically for this website, I found that the actual keyword Easy Pickins and Easy Pickins Near Me and Easy Pickins Stores, they're not for this business. There is another brand that actually has the same brand name, Easy Pickens. And this brand is actually the one who I personally believe is generating the traffic. So the seller claims, and I'm just going to go right down to the comments. And honestly, the comment section is what sort of inspired me to actually start this video sooner, because once I saw the comment section, it just seemed something was a little bit off. So let's just go down here. Right here, the owner says that there has been no marketing done. We only get brand name traffic and some product traffic from Google around the world. Okay, they even provide an SEM rush link, which I think is pretty interesting. Though most of the traffic is from the United States, this is a perfect opportunity to grow it to more channels and as well increase organic traffic from Google by optimization. So this part is interesting because they say they only get brand name traffic, but when asked in the comments, how do they generate that brand name traffic? So if someone searches for Amazon because it's brand name traffic, it's because Amazon has done a fantastic job through their customer service, through their sales, and through their marketing of creating brand loyalty, where people will go and they will search for Amazon. This website does not have that. EasyPickandStore.com, when you actually take a look at their website, there hasn't been a lot of marketing promotion. They're even saying it themselves. There's been no marketing done. So when you don't have any marketing done, how then are you letting people know about your brand name? Why are people searching for Easy Pickens when you have done no marketing to generate that interest? So what I found is that they're getting this Easy Pickens brand name interest because there is another clothing store that's a brick and mortar location that is very popular that has the name Easy Pickens. Now, I do not know whether or not this was done on purpose, but that Easy Pickens brand, that's the actual brick and mortar location, existed before this EasyPickensStore.com. So let's just go ahead and take a look. So right back here to the keywords, it says Easy Pickens. When you go ahead and you type this into Google, let's just see what happens, right? Let's just take a quick look. Go here, Easy Pickens, and these are the actual search results. So what you're seeing here is the first result, and there's going to be a bit of a battle between the EasyPickandStore.com and the actual brick and mortar location, but here's the brick and mortar location. So the first result that actually shows up for Easy Pickens, which is where this website gets the majority of its traffic from, is from this keyword, this brand search keyword that they claim. If you actually go and you check it out, you're looking right here. It's an Instagram page. They have 4,000 followers, and they're posting regularly. You can see here that they have a huge following, people who are liking and commenting on all their products. They do sales, so they're active. Now, this location, or sorry, this brand, this Easy Pickens brick and mortar brand, actually is in the Bronx, in Queens, New York City, New Jersey, and in the Philly area. They have multiple locations. They have their own website, easypickens.com, but when you actually go to this website, it reroutes to their Instagram page. Not sure why they chose to do that, but that's just what they're doing. So people are looking for this brand, but let's just not stop there. Let's go ahead and see what else shows up, right? Okay, here's the easypickensstore.com, and you keep going down. Well, look at that. It's another Easy Pickens social media page for the brick and mortar location, and this one has 64,000 likes. That's pretty huge. You go down, it's also the Easy Pickens Twitter page, and then an Urban Dictionary, and then what's here? Okay, this is the Bloomberg page that shows the company website, right? That this Easy Pickens brick and mortar location, has existed. It's retail. It shows you its address and their phone numbers and that website. This website is not in any way, shape, or form affiliated with the seller's website. But what's happening is people are actually searching for this Easy Pickens. This Easy Pickens does do social media. This Easy Pickens does have a following. This Easy Pickens does do digital marketing, and they are in demand. So I personally believe that all of the search traffic, or the majority of the search traffic data that this website claims that it's getting as a brand search, claiming that all of a sudden that their brand is somehow really, really high and that people are searching for it, I believe it's all brand confusion, and people are searching for the Easy Pickens brick and mortar location, the one with locations in New York City. The way that I'm going to verify this and the way that I see this is by just kind of looking at some of the other data, right? On the seller's page, they claim that their bounce rate is 41%. Now, that means that essentially that the people who are visiting their website after searching easy pickings on Google are hitting their website, are clicking on it, and the majority of them are spending a good amount of time and looking at a good amount of pages. This would indicate that, yes, they are looking for that easy pickings, the online one, the easypickingsstore.com. But it could also mean that they were looking for the previous brick and mortar brand, but then they happened to stumble across this brand, and because they also sell women's clothing, they might have assumed that they're the same company. And from that being said, they're going to be generating sales from it. But I would like to verify this bounce rate. It doesn't really show what time period this bounce rate covers. I mean, is it for this entire period of October 19 to November 18? You know, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 months? Or is it for a specific month? You know, Flippa doesn't really say. But when I go do my own analysis on the bounce rate for the website, and let's go now back to SEMrush. Let's go back to the domain overview here and see what the number was for bounce rate. So give it a second to load here. And then let's see if we can find what the most recent bounce rate has been. Going down here. Let's check out traffic analysis, possibly there. And sorry about the sound in the back. My laptop is going through it right now because I have so many screen sharing things open. All right, here you go. So under traffic analytics, you're going to have for the last, let's say, historical data. So this is for the last month I'm seeing. Let me just change it. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, this is for October 2019. So the bounce rate is at 85%. So now, obviously, the Google Analytics data provided by the seller is going to be way more accurate than any of these analytic websites. But the fact that it's even ranking it this high tells me that there's something going on. So, and that the visitor duration is only 37 seconds. These are very, very different numbers than what's provided by the seller. So I think that it's on the seller to provide very recent bounce rate data and visitor duration data and pages visited data, at least as soon as October, to see exactly what's going on with the website's bounce rate. Because if it is in the 85%, then that means that there is brand confusion. People are searching for easy pickings, the retail brick and mortar locations that are in New York City, and instead, because the seller has been able to corner the traffic, are instead seeing easypickingsstore.com, visiting it, thinking it's the same company, and then realizing it's not, and then leaving the website. The bounce rate is basically a percentage that represents how many people visited the website without visiting any other pages on the website, just leaving immediately after hitting the page that they land on. So it just shows that essentially there's not interest in that page. So that's something that definitely needs to be addressed by the seller. So that's one major issue that I'm having with this website, and it's the fact that the seller is claiming that this search traffic, this brand search traffic for the keyword easy pickings, is one developed by them for their brand, rather than addressing that it's most likely for this other easy pickings store location. They are from completely different cities. Obviously, the seller's from Latvia, and this actual other website, this other brick and mortar location's from New York. So they're not even affiliated in any way, shape, or form. So with that being said, let's just keep going down. One other thing that I noticed about the website that just seemed a little bit off was, in general, how they were responding to comments. A lot of the things that they were saying was always private message, private message. You know, they don't want to publicly share the information. And to me, that's a pretty big red flag regarding what they're doing. For example, if you look at right here, it says, you know, how much money have you spent? Person said, hello, how much have you spent on marketing? And their response was zero. It's all organic traffic from brand name. So they are here clearly claiming that easy pickings and that traffic generated for it is for their brand name, and not in any way, shape, or form mentioning the other easy pickings brand that has a massive social following, way more than them. Theirs are in the zero. The other brand has them in the thousands, and they're active. So that to me is a big red flag. I'm not too sure why they're doing that. So another thing is, let's just keep going. Another person asked, how do you pick winning items to sell from AliShark or other software? And, they said, no, we do not need this. Our site is based on brand traffic. People buy due to brand name. So there's that claim again that people are saying that it's due to their brand name, that the EasyPickensStore.com brand is well known enough and that people are searching for it specifically. It's multiple times that they've made this claim, and I think it's totally off. So the person followed up, asking, so that you're saying that people are very likely to purchase whatever products they have on the website. And again, the seller responded with yes. So again, another person said, can you provide analytics and search console? And they want a private message. This should be publicly provided, because with the search console, you can actually see more granular data regarding the keywords that the actual website is showing up for. And you can look at the link building that's being done for the website. If you keep going down, here you have someone who's actually on Sunday asked, hello, to the seller, there seems to be physical stores associated with this brand. Can you confirm what the situation is here? Do you have a private supplier? There was some weird deleted comment, I'm not too sure, but then they responded and said, hello, it's not related to our store. Please check private message. We have sent you answers to your questions. Now, again, and this is what I'm saying, this should be answered publicly, because there's nobody who can fact check what they're saying. They're being very, very deceptive, to be honest. And another commenter said the same thing. Why are you answering in private message? Don't you think that more information is available? Why are you asking to have the information separately or privately? And then this, you can see that the seller lashed out by saying that it's a pointless comment, and even why bother writing it, and what is your aim here? Well, it seems like the aim here, DJP SEO, is that you're being a bit deceptive with your sales sheet regarding your website. There's a lot of discrepancies and things that seem like they're very, very off, and you're not addressing them publicly, and it just seems like you are trying to offload this website that you've created. So let's just dive into a few more things that I've noticed about this website. Let me just reference my notes very quickly. Right. And another point that I had was that the website, the majority of the traffic, or about 70%, and this is information that if the seller would like, they can provide their own actual Google Analytics data that's verified, that shows a timestamp and a date. But from what I'm seeing here, and let's just go ahead and see if I can bring up the information again. From what I'm seeing, right, is that the bounce rate was very, very high. But the majority of the traffic to the website is coming from mobile. People seeing it from mobile. So, and the mobile bounce rate is very high. So essentially, the majority of the traffic is coming from people on their phones, and yet the majority of the bounce rate is coming from those same people that are on their phones. So that is a pretty, big red flag to let you know that the fans that are visiting the website, or the customers that are visiting the website, are not interested in any way, shape, or form. I'm trying to bring it up. One moment. As you can see, the bounce rate has been steadily increasing. It used to be very low, and then in general, it's just been rising. So I would, like I mentioned earlier, just would like the seller to provide more accurate information regarding that. The next question I really had, and the next thing that I noticed, is how does a seller claim that they generate this much organic traffic off of just $100 a month in actual costs? As someone who's been in the digital marketing industry, it is difficult to generate search engine traffic without doing some form of content marketing. You got to put some content out there. You got to do some social media. I mean, you have to do something. It's typically, it's not as simple as just build it, they will come, put the product up there, they will show up. Unless you have a product that essentially is one that people don't carry, then yeah, you're going to have to compete with other brands and other companies for those same keywords. So they're not ranking anything for actual products. So the majority of the keywords that they are ranking for have to do with just that brand name. So I would like for them to explain how they were able to generate that, unless it's as I think it is, they're just piggybacking off of an established brand's keyword search traffic for their brand name, and they were just able to out SEO them by doing, essentially black hat link building. So, and that's really the final thing that I wanted to jump into, was looking at the link building tactics of this website. So let's go right here to Ahrefs, and let's look at the link domains, and let's look at sort of how their backlink profile is. This is a great way to see how someone is interacting with other websites on the internet and who is it that's actually linking to them. So, there's a lot to go in here, and I'm not going to bog you guys down with too much of the finite details. I will provide the report, and you'll be able to kind of go in and then, look at some of these terms and definitions, or just go ahead and you can ask me later, and I'll help you guys out. But essentially what you're seeing here, so if you go to referring domains, and these are all the different websites that are linking to www.easypickandstore.com. So essentially, this is how Google search works. When you want to get rank top 1 for a keyword, one of the number one factors that Google looks into whether or not, for example, they should rank you, let's say if you sell apples, well, when it comes to getting you the top search result for apples, one of the things that Google looks at, one of 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 different factors, they're constantly upgrading and improving their search algorithm. But one of the things that they look at that has a high influencing factor is the number of links that are coming to your website from other people's websites, and the quality of those websites, and the topic of those websites, and what those websites are all about. Typically, when you want to do black hat SEO, which is search engine optimization tactics that will eventually get flagged by Google and then have your website deranked, you'll see volume, right? Good SEO and good link building is less about volume and more about quality, the quality of the link itself, more so than the volume of the link. When you see websites that have massive amounts of backlinks in a volume that's more than other more established websites, you have to ask yourself what's going on here. So this is definitely something that you see with this website. They are getting lots and lots of links. So where you see here links to target, this is how many links this specific website is giving to easypickandstore.com. And if you can see here, they don't make any sense, right? When you're looking at getting backlinks, and let's talk about a women's clothing store, the type of backlinks that you'd be looking for would be other fashion blogs, talking about, wow, this, website has fantastic clothing. You guys should check it out. Or, hey, I just bought this. You'd see, backlinks from YouTube videos saying, hey, look, I just bought some products from here. You'd see social media posts, things of that nature, things that are organic link building, stuff that you would just naturally see, people talking about the products that this website sells. But what do you see here for easypickandstore.com? You see Apollo Hosting, Code Trendy, Valiant.net, Lock 8 Near Me, Superstore Finder, all these different Injector Dynamics. Superstore Finder is a bit more relevant, but for them to send 293 backlinks when you think about it, this is an online website. It does not have a brick and mortar location. So this is really not that relevant, other than the fact that you're going to get some backlinks from it, which do help with your ranking. But they're playing a black hat SEO strategy game here. Injector Dynamics and just all of these random websites. So this is a pump and dump sort of technique. Eventually, Google will update their algorithm, and they will blacklist all of these websites like Thai, Doc, Date something. I mean, these are just irrelevant websites. And eventually Google will find out. They will then de-rank this website. So when you purchase this website, you're buying it because you're getting supposedly a top 1 keyword search result for the word Easy Pickens, because that's the brand name that they're claiming is theirs. And you're doing it because of this backlink profile, right? You have 194 different websites linking to easypickandstore.com, and with a various different amount of links. So let's see who's providing the most links to this website. I mean, look at this, rothpractice.com. They have no organic traffic, right? and they've provided 11,570 links. So this is a major, major red flag. If you were even remotely interested in getting this website, you would have the seller disavow these links. And disavowing a link is basically what you as a website owner and online business owner can do by going into your Google Search Console and then basically telling Google, hey, all these backlinks that are pointing to me, I don't want them anywhere near me. Please get rid of them. And let the seller do that, and then we can see what happens to their search traffic. Because if you go ahead and you buy the website now, and it's going to give you all of this little bit of a bump in rankings because of all of this, black hat link building, once Google does another algorithmic change, well, all of this is going to disappear completely. And this is something that happens literally all of the time. You can see actually here, and I'm check if I can find it. You can see here with this tool that it shows all the total backlinks that this website has ever gotten. I mean, you're talking with numbers in the 143,000. I mean, these are massively huge numbers for a website so small that doesn't get very much traffic. For it to have this many backlinks, that's a clear sign of, black hat SEO. But if you hover over here, you can see that they're what they call the sensor, which is a software that is built in with this tool, and it lets you know that something has happened in the Google rankings. They've made an update and they've changed the rankings. So, and as you see, as they do it, you see ranking updates, Google updates, and you can see the traffic. You can see the backlinks dropping because Google is recognizing that they were black hat SEO or black hat backlinks. So you do not want to be anywhere around this type of stuff because they still have lots of black hat SEO backlinks, and the updates will continue to happen and the rankings will continue to drop. So the website that you are buying will not be the same website 2 months from now, 3 months from now, 5 months from now, 6 months from now, because the backlinks will keep getting purged. So I would say that you should ask the seller to go ahead and purge these black hat SEO links, black hat backlinks, and then see what happens to the traffic, and then offer a price based on that. And it's easy to see actually which backlinks are from websites that are going to eventually get blacklisted by Google. So like we were saying, we go back here to referring domains, and you can kind of see it. When I did links to target right here, which shows illicit by the websites that are providing the most amount of links, and you never want this many links from a website. This is totally unnatural. Google knows this, and they will penalize you for it. No website's ever going to give you 11,500 links unless if it's some footer provided in the footer or some site-wide footer, and Google already penalizes for that. So, but let's look at rothpractice.com and see what kind of website it actually is, and see if it's even relevant to women's fashion. And nothing shows up. So this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. It's not even a website that exists anymore. So, I mean, that's 100% going to be an issue. So, I'll provide a report. You guys can go through it, check out these websites. But as you can see here, that's another major red flag. There was a bunch of other things that I saw about this website that really made me just feel not confident in it. It just seemed like there was something going on that was a bit fishy. But I would say the major thing that needs to be accounted for is, was it purposeful or accidental that the easypickinstore.com, the seller of this website, went after this keyword knowingly that there was another brand that was a brick and mortar location? Is that on purpose or was that by accident? Because, I'm making it clear. I don't think that people are searching for the easypickinstore.com. I really believe that they're searching for Easy Pickens, the brick and mortar location. So whatever traffic that they're claiming that they're getting for their brand, I don't think it's for them. And that, again, is, to me, verified by their high bounce rate. So that would be another thing that they would need to provide. Real, most recent, verified data is their actual bounce rate. So that's pretty much the analysis that I'm going to do for this website, easypickinstore.com. And what I think about it, as you can see here on their Flippa, it's got 35 bids at $7,000. And but you can buy it now for $20,000, and it's definitely not worth that price. I would not recommend buying this website until the seller has met some of those criteria. Criteria one would be actually them doing a detailed explanation for why they have a top brand keyword that is essentially synonymous and has brand confusion with another company of the same name. That needs to be covered, and they need to figure out and explain how much of it is going to them and how much of it is actually going to the other brand. And that seems like it's going to be a issue in the long term if the other brand decides to maybe file for some legal action because of some brand confusion, which I can definitely see happening. The next thing that they're going to need to talk about is their bounce rate and their time spent on website. I don't think that the information that they provided is the most accurate. I'd like to see what their most recent bounce rate is for the month of, let's say October and November, and make sure that they're providing it accurately, showing that they're not doing any weird filters or anything of that nature, and they're providing real raw data for their bounce rate. And the next thing is, them stating exactly what they're going to do with that backlink profile and those, black hat backlinks that they have on their computer or on their website, because eventually they will get penalized by Google, and then the website will get deranked into oblivion, and whatever value it was worth, even if it is siphoning off brand traffic from another company, that will cease to exist also if you're not constantly doing black hat SEO to keep the website up. So when they claim that they spent no money on marketing, that is also not true. They've spent money on marketing because somebody had to get those 100,000 backlinks, because that was not a natural way of achieving it. It was totally unnatural. So my opinion is that this website is not worth its sale price, and that there's something going on that needs to be explained. The seller needs to provide a lot more data and attachments and site info that they're not doing. I think they need to be more public with their disclosure of their information. There's nothing to be worried about in terms of, sensitive info or any of that nature. And when it comes to their the one final thing is what it comes down to: their claimed profit and their claimed revenue. This being a Shopify website, which I was able to do an analysis and find out that it is a Shopify website, there actually is a built-in feature that you can do as a seller, where you can just integrate a plugin, and that works with Shopify and Google Analytics. And essentially what it'll do is it'll show you how much transaction data the website is actually generating. This is called, it's a Google Analytics report with a thing called basic e-commerce tracking that provides real transaction and real revenue data. So this is something that is, a Shopify plugin. It's very easy. It's like a one-click install. You could get somebody on Fiverr to do it for a couple bucks. It's really not difficult. So the seller should have this information, and that way you can actually see the transaction data for the purchases, and it'll show that they're actually generating that much sales. To me, I don't think that you should ever buy a website that just has a claimed revenue and a claimed profit. Anyone that's working with e-commerce can very quickly set it up so that the transactions that are being done on the website can be sent out in a very simple Google Analytics report. So that needs to be provided as well for this website to even be worth a quarter of what it's attempting to be sold for. So that's my total deep dive, and for this website worth it series for the first episode for www.easypickandstore.com. If you guys have any questions, shoot them my way. You can message me on Anchor.fm. It's an app you can download it on your phone. You guys can also message me on YouTube. It's where I'll be putting this episode too. Just shoot me a private message or message me in the comments, whatever it is that you'd like to do if you have any ideas or suggestions or any questions of that nature. So do I think that this website is worth the sale price? I would give it a hard no until the seller provides more public data, specifically the information that I mentioned before in this podcast video. If you like this podcast video and want to see more episodes of Website Worth It, please subscribe to my channel, 1000 Red Gates on Anchor.fm app on your phone, or on YouTube or Apple iTunes or Google Play. You'll be able to find a free PDF with analytical reports on this website, about this website, on any of those channels that I mentioned. I'll put the links for them also so that you can find them. I'll respond to everybody's comment on Flippa so that they can kind of find out where everything is, and then you guys can kind of do a deep dive if you'd like on the reports themselves. So thanks for listening and tuning in, and see you guys next time. Hope this helped.